Welcome to Clickstop, brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama. Check them out at luckydicecafé.com. And now for your hosts, Daniel Powell, Jason Alvey, and Tyler Speeds.
Hey everybody, welcome to Clickstop today. This is your host Daniel Powell speaking. Just want to let everyone know that Clickstop is brought to you by TrollandToad.com. TrollandToad.com is the world's largest HeroClix retailer. Find HeroClix new and old at TrollandToad.com. Use coupon code Clickstop for 5% off your HeroClix order. Merchant and pre-order items do not apply. If you like what you hear today on Clickstop, check us out at patreon.com/Clickstop. $1 and above gets entered into our monthly giveaways. $5 and above gets entered into our exclusive Discord server with exclusive Patreon exclusive classes. So starting out the call light but mighty. Tonight, I am joined by Jay Solomon.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So what do you think, Jay? Are you ready to dodge some murder hornets now?
I'm just waiting for the next thing.
It's murder hornets.
I was going to make a joke about something horrifying, but I just realized it was already happening. So, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, murder hornets are here.
I saw Adam Cole posted something about bears with chainsaw hands coming from Canada.
Yeah. Well, we already get terrorized from Canada. It's your geese, so.
Yeah, those are a problem.
Right. Yeah, it's an issue. So, well, today Jay and I are going to tackle the JLU set review. So originally we had kind of delayed the set review a little bit because we wanted to make sure that all the team-up cards came out. All the team-up cards kind of flowed in, then pandemic happened and life happens. So now the set's had some time to soak. Black Widow's taken over. We're going to go through our set review, talk about each piece as we go through it. We'll go through what we think is the Jay, and we'll as we go through this, I think we'll talk about what we think is the best team-up card.
Yeah, that's probably the best approach
for that figure, or just what's your favorite one for that figure that has a team-up card.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. It's just expedite it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be here for 3 hours. I'm okay with like 2, but
yeah.
So, let's just hop right in, since we got a bunch of cool stuff to talk about.
Even in the common slot.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in here for Popper too. If that.
Oh yeah, this set has definitely made an impact on Popper.
Yeah, stays a thing. So, and then for those, just real quick, we want to talk about our second segment of the day, along with viewer questions, is going to be what has Pulse Wave. So if you don't want to hear about JLU, you can talk about what has Pulse Wave and some specific counters we're thinking to Black Widow. But let's hop right in. 001 Superman. I was just going along into the HC Realms thread. 001 Superman. I like, so the Justice League Unlimited trait. I've played with that already. That's super good. Like, that's just a good trait. Have you been playing much with it, Jay?
I've played with some figures between like Popper and Post Rotation, various stuff. I actually played with this guy on the Metal Lab. We did like a casual Justice League versus Injustice League. He was fine for like a casual game.
Yeah.
Like obviously, and I think the access to the team-up card saves him in that environment specifically, just because he gets like something instead of just kind of what you see here. In addition to the trait, which definitely came up clutch at an important point. So.
Right. Yeah. So his second trait is once per game when another friendly character rolls for the Justice League Unlimited trait, you may change the result to 6. So it's a guaranteed leadership pretty much within the set.
Yeah, essentially. I don't think there's
Yeah.
anything more than 100 points Justice League in this set.
Yeah, and there's not much right now Justice League above 100.
The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is the Hawkman, Hawkgirl.
Yeah, and then there's that, there is the super rare Superman from Rebirth. I'm assuming that he has Justice League.
Yeah, and then the one from this set, who's not good, but that's okay.
Right. Favorite team-up card for this guy?
I guess for such a bruiser dial, I guess Batman is the best by default a lot of the time, but I feel like this particular Superman really needs the help. And also he has Superman allies, so like, if you want to map with hindering, it's not going to be as intrusive, and like he only has on dial so many powers, so I think protecting them is probably important.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just anything defensively, like Manhunter just gives him shape change. I mean, that's just pretty solid, too. I think this guy just needs something solid. Batman, Martian Manhunter. Because you got to think about the figure that you play with it has got to be good, too. And I'd say typical with all of our set reviews, most everything is great for casual. Like, and specific, I mean, maybe not, right? Some things may not be just so bad, but this guy's fine for casual. He's not so overpowered at 100 points.
Yeah, he wouldn't be my first choice for casual, but if I want to play the team-up cards, whatever he's done, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. 002 Green Lantern. I would say this. I saw someone, and I think that makes sense, because this is John Stewart. And, John Stewart is a Marine, and, he's super offensive, but they always make the Green Lanterns transporters. Like, they do more than just carry the team.
Yeah, they're not just the green bubble carrying people around.
Yeah, and, I think I just honestly get a little disappointed whenever there's another Green Lantern that's a transporter. Now, we did get John Stewart and War of Light that could do the running shot RCE together. And that's probably about the most offensive one that we've gotten.
Oh, yeah, by far. Definitely.
The Black Lantern one had stealth. The Indigo Tribe one, had running shot pulse wave, but it was really low stats. I don't know. I'm just disappointed when all they are is a transporter. And then even back dial, he's got in cap.
Yeah, but if your opponent is going to have to make sure you don't get on that last click, though. That is a hell of a click.
Yeah, it's like John Stewart finally got angry enough and started doing stuff.
Yeah, I think he is good for the role, especially with the not modifying his speed for carrying Justice League, essentially.
Right.
I think if there is a problem with this dial, there's too many utility powers, like, over costing him. Like, you're never gonna, like, this character carries. He's not using TK and barrier. You know what I mean? It's like they gave him, unless they didn't affect his point cost with it, it's just a lot of points that are just not being used.
Right.
I could see it going either way, really. I guess if you took out the barrier or the TK, it'd be like 60. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Now, what I do like is a little bit different. I'm going to say that if I'm playing this guy, I would like to play him with a green arrow. Never mind. I thought it was just prob, but it's only when he's targeted with a range attack. Never mind.
And also, what green arrow are you really playing him with?
You know what? I'm not, because I thought it was just prob and it could help out with the... You know what? So I think he's the one with the triple one, right? So Batman, Wonder Woman, they can use prob and he can use it twice?
He gets double prob.
Yeah, he gets double prob.
There's a Prime Batman. I'm sure there's a Wonder Woman to play. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking just even like casually.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like Casey Wonder Woman and Prime Batman on a casual game. Maybe that's not so casual.
Yeah. In my case, it's probably I play the 30-point Troubler Batman a lot just because he's so good for the points.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, a lot of cheap options now. The really good the Superman at full points is really good for casual. So yeah, I was gonna pick that card anyway, but I guess I'll also mention the kids episode one where he, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman get a tiny symbol, and then if they're all on the map, they get Kingdom Come. That's just pretty good defensively. Yeah. And then especially because they will also be able to get Energy Shield from their own team of cards for him. So that's just a really defensive squad that he can carry around.
Yeah, that's true. I like that. Yeah, tiny ESD, 3 defense. Yeah, I can see that. 003 Flash, the Great Brain Robbery. Now the Injustice League trait, have they changed anything to that? They errated Brainiac already, but that was because
his trait was missing the free, like Grodd, the similar trait with Grodd.
Okay.
And Manta, he was just missing the free.
Right. So if you play enough Injustice League guys and you play against 100 points or less, you can just give an action token to the entire team. Like,
yeah,
just assume you just play 10 30-point flashes.
Yeah, and there's also like Ultra Humanite and other stuff. I can't remember that's cheaper.
Sure.
But yeah.
So if I was to roll like 10 6s in a row and I was playing 10 flashes, like I could just lock down the entire team.
Yeah, you have for that cheap, you have Flash at 30. You have 30-point Star Sapphire, who's not even bad with her TK, and then 25-point Humanite. Like that's a solid core of just like a bunch of support, and then you have a team, and you're like rolling that trait 3 times before you add other stuff to the team. So
sure.
Yeah, I think the Flash. I think this Flash style is just like fine, even not considering that. Like hypersonic outwit, not hard to kill, but just hard enough to kill for 30 points. I don't think the trait's worth it on him though, because the Lex that he gets is like not great, or the Lex that he turns into.
So he comes on click 3, right?
Yeah, sidestep willpower outwit.
Yeah, I mean that's not terrible.
No, but I just don't know if
it's
worth the investment of points.
Right. Now, if you play the Lex, he comes in on charge precision strike.
Yes, that might be the other way.
That might be worth it the other way. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You've got me liking this Justice League trade a little bit more, but man, is there anyone that guarantees the 6 once per game like Superman?
They don't have an equivalent, unfortunately.
Oh, that's rude. That's rude.
Yeah. But it is spammable enough that you should be able to get it off reasonably.
Right. Yeah, it's another thing that Lockjaw needs to look out for.
Oh yeah, that is. I haven't seen people playing or talking about Lockjaw in a long time.
Yeah, I played him. I played against one in the Winna map that I played Martial Artist with, and he lived.
He was on my Cosmic team before I slightly changed it. I was playing him recently myself, but other than that, yeah, he kind of disappeared.
Yeah, poor guy. Dr. Fate.
Yeah, Dr. Fate is he kind of feels like the figure from the set in some ways.
He does, right? I mean, so we've already been seeing him on Justice League with Batman, Future, Mystical, and then I don't think I've seen a past one yet.
Tom actually played a past team in the qualifier, but I don't think this guy was on it.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, all these keywords are, I mean, JSA and past, less so, but Mystical, Future, Justice League, like these are all very relevant keywords. Future also has Brainiac. Mystical has Wendigos and like all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, he's just crazy good theme fluff with TK and enhancement.
Yeah, and Mystics is just less of a liability now, just because like the retails are less. I mean, obviously they still are a thing, but then if you're KOing a single click figure with it, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, it's hard because the retail becomes such a specific use.
And even then, the figures with it have other utility, like Dark Phoenix and Sentinel just do other things before that, and they're already good enough. But yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now the Amanda Waller makes theme.
Oh yeah, then you also get the future options there. Yep.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I'd forgotten how good Amanda Waller was. She's just so good.
Yep.
But we'll get to her in a little while. Yeah, Dr. Fate, right? So let's take this. What's the optimal amount of Dr. Fates to own if you want to play them?
I feel like, so the trait says 5+. I feel like 6 is safe because then you can lose one in a game and still have the +2.
Mm-hmm.
I think 6 is. I don't think more than 6 is necessary. I don't see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to shoot for as many as possible just on principle.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think I'm going to aim for 20, but I think that just having 6 is fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even necessarily see people going to 5 necessarily.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I just like it. I think we've talked about this in a previous episode. I'm just glad he doesn't theme with Mr. Oz.
Oh yeah, that's a relief.
Yeah. All right, 005A Batman.
Very fun for casual.
Yeah, you know what? I like his decrease, shape change, and super senses. Now, it's one of those things, like, I almost think that, like, that makes him not casual.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You know what I mean? Like, now, it's one of those things, because I have a hard line riding casual, right? That's just a thing. And it's like, if I see something that, like, neuters your ability to do something, then, like, I don't think it's casual. So then I think,
is it disagree on principle?
Yeah, is it good enough then for competitive? And it's not really.
He just needs to be straight up undercosted. Like if this dial was like, I don't know, 50 or like less than that. I
was gonna say 40.
Yeah, I think if this was 40, that would be like pretty reasonable for competitive, or like at least in the area of reasonable.
Right.
But that is not really happening, I don't think.
I don't either. Favorite team up card for him?
I think there's just a lot of really good ones. It's hard to say, really. There's just like a lot of good ones. I guess factoring in the fact that you have to actually play the character. I think Hawkgirl for the wing symbol to give him improved movement is good because he has none.
Sure. You know, I was gonna say, you know, there's a lot of ones that just don't work. Like I was thinking, man, Aquaman would be cool if you could play him with King Aquaman. But it's King Aquaman, not Aquaman. So that's a bit disappointing.
Well, that and rotation, but yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know, there's the middle of the road stuff that you could play. Yeah. You know, I don't know. I think if I was going to play one, I would want to play it with like a good Superman.
Yeah, getting the improved targeting for that special power is pretty important.
I think so. So now was our first prime and potentially the most busted piece, one of the most busted pieces ever.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah, you know what? So it's one of those things. It's like I used the example of Brother Voodoo from Amazing Spider-Man. Like Brother Voodoo made the watch list, I don't know, twice, maybe 3 times, and wasn't changed because
I don't think 3 times, but yeah, I think they basically said, what was it? Like there was nothing they could do to him that like felt okay considering he was a prime. I think that was like basically it.
Yeah, I think that's about the gist of it, and it feels like that's sort of the thing here.
I disagree. I think there's some stuff they could do to it that can make it reasonable while not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the easiest thing to do would be to add range, within range and line of fire. Like I always think about like a lot of those things, like a lot of the erratas don't get too wordy. They just add a little piece in there.
Yeah, I think some sort of range limitation outside of just no range requirement, and maybe some sort of damage splitting. Because honestly, like even on his own, dealing 3 penetrating to everything he can see, like just with what we have on the dial, it's a lot.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you there.
And I just think that even if Psychic Blast wasn't a listed power, he would still be more than good enough. Like if I told you there's a 40-point piece that mind controlled everything within line of fire, like that's already good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And like what people were playing the Skull because he could mind control one character within line of fire, no range.
And he was the same point. Same point cost.
Literally the same cost.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I just, he hasn't made it through on any of the bigger events yet.
I mean, we also just like got stuff that can deal with him, like the Widow. Widow and like
instantly got stuff that could deal with him. So I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, man, is Batman Prime an issue? Like, I understand that he is an issue. I'm just saying from the perspective of, like, when building a team, do you worry about Batman or do you not worry about Batman?
Right. It's like the difference being inherently busted versus what the actual environment looks like, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. That one's a little hard to say.
I guess we'll have to see how things pan out and what other product we get, and if we get more product, if we're just playing with like Black Widow and this for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, my thought is at the moment, as long as I'm not a fan of the current environment, I'm hoping that we get something between Carnage and Fantastic Four, but 4 worlds that causes another shift.
I think it could be WWE with just how their team ability works. I could just deal with a lot of stuff like Jason and this and be really good.
Yeah. You know what? So this is probably a good point. Caleb Reddick asked, since it seems to be a vicious cycle of making a fig that gains a ton of hype, followed by releasing another figure that nerfs it almost completely. Example, Amazo with all of his team-up card, emphasis on the Flash, followed by this Chase Black Widow. Should we expect a figure in the next release set that nerfs Black Widow, or should we expect a watch list plus early nerf like Uni?
I don't see what they could print that just deals with her outside of like a good like a shutdown free actions thing. Like I just don't think that there's much to do to her in terms of within the confines of the game itself.
Yeah, I mean, free action limiting would be a good thing, but maybe that's not quite enough.
Right, 'cause she like just does other stuff. Like she can still, even if you do like a green power battery thing, like she can still running shot and then outwit or generate or do the other free action. Like even then, even one free action turn is fine with her, probably.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And it also just depends. Like if they print something that's 150 points, if they want to like print stuff, they counter stuff, but it's more expensive than what they're countering. It just doesn't really work. Right. Like I don't think Hero Cloak is generally a game that makes good silver bullets. It's just not really how things go in this game.
No, not particularly. So, I don't know. I'm hoping for something a little different. But we'll talk about that a little bit more in our Pulse Wave segment. But I just figured that was a good time to talk about it since Batman was really hyped and then pretty much got like insta nerfed.
I haven't been keeping track of those big tournaments as much. And the only one I'm playing in now is Prestigiation Popper, so he's obviously not there.
Right. So up next we got the Cadmus Lab Scientist, which I think is really neat, but then gets just blown out of the water by the Star Lab Scientist.
Yeah, and like, I don't.
But I guess there is.
Even if you're playing unthemed Vulture, like, you just have better stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Cadmus Lab Scientist giving Vulture Battle Fury, and then, what is it? Phil Coulson giving him Precision Strike. Like, that's a pretty good combo. But
if it wasn't a power action and was only for friendlies, it would be much better. Like, I don't think you... Oh, no, it is already only for friendlies. I thought you could do it... Yeah, I don't... It just seemed... Like, I don't know, make him 20 points and make it a free action. Like, it's just not action efficient, really, as a power action, let alone necessarily useful.
Yep, you got it. All right. Star Lab Scientist. Have we gotten a character ever with this many keywords for 15 points?
I don't know. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 keywords? That's just like higher echelon of number of keywords, period.
Now, they're not particularly good keywords like Central City, Faucet City, Keystone City. Yeah. Star Lab, Star City, Project Cadmus, like...
Yeah, like Central City is just flashes, Faucet City is literally Shazam, Star City is literally Green Arrow, and Keystone City is like literally Jay Garrick. Literally just Jay Garrick, basically.
Yeah.
It's great. But yeah, I mean, even as far as the useful keywords go, I mean, those are some pretty good keywords.
Yeah, like Gotham City, Metropolis, Scientist.
I wish they had given it Justice League, just because, like, why not? Because you already have like 10-point filler with Fates anyway. Well, and like they had like Justice League techs or whatever on the ship. I don't know.
Yeah, but they weren't Star Lab Scientists.
No, I can see why they didn't do it, but...
Right. But at this point, you might as well, right, make it an even 10.
No, I'm just saying I wish that they just did it as is.
Yeah.
I think it's...
Now, the roll of D6. You've got a 50-50 chance of something awesome. At least less situationally awesome.
I mean, empower and support are situational, but I think that I think you have essentially a 2/3 chance of rolling something awesome. Like, enhancement should always generally be good. Perplex, Outwit, Prob.
Yeah.
And then, like, situationally.
Yeah, I was just thinking Perplex, Outwit, Prob are going to nearly always be useful.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever only playing one, though. Like, I feel like 30 points for 2 of them and +2, and then having the second chance to roll the trait, I think is fine still.
Oh, that's right. Huh. So if you don't like what you rolled the first time, you can roll it again.
Yeah, like if you played, as many of them, like you get as many chances to roll as you have, so.
Right, so you can just roll Perplex, make a big attack, and then roll again, get Outwit, and then shut down their next turn.
Yeah, theoretically something like that. Yeah. Or even just like reroll if you don't like what you got. I didn't think about what you just said, though. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just even if it's 15 points for sometimes support, sometimes like, it's a 1 in 6 chance you'll get support. Okay, try again next turn, even if you're only playing 1. But I think it's quite good.
Yeah.
And it's again not like hard to kill, but like I think it's enough of a commitment to kill that it's like, oh, I'm committing to killing 15 points.
Sure. And it does have 4 range.
Yeah, and that random last click with actual, like, a 10 attack it's never going to actually, I mean, it also is just 2 damage. Like, if you get a bunch of Replex, you can make these 7 range and like maybe shoot something for 2. I don't know.
Yeah. Or go 11 for 5.
Yeah, if you get the right powers and right situations, yeah.
Yeah, and you can pick up an object a turn before even. Pick up a light.
Yeah, definitely a thing.
Yeah. All right, so we talked a little bit about 008 Lex Luthor.
I've seen people play him on Justice League so far, and Lewis played in Justice League with him actually. I think he's fine. Like either you get your leadership role or a perplex is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you have the points, he could be turned into the Flash and would not be so bad.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like I think it's more worth it there because the die you get is better, and it's I think kind of harder to deal with this one just because like he's not in your face, he's sitting back, and like then you have to get rid of Mastermind because like presumably your Mastermind is something you don't really care about, like a Joker clone or something. So.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I think he's perfectly reasonable for Pauper and theoretically just Justice League or Injustice League.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
And also just like cheap leadership is not easy to get these days post Groot or whatever. So he's just like generally one of the cheaper options you're probably going to get.
Yeah, it's too bad Lex Luthor couldn't have like the cosmic keyword.
I mean, we still have Prez, so that's a thing for sure.
That is the thing. Common Wonder Woman.
Perfectly good for casual.
Yeah, and I think I almost have like the same idea of her as Superman.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're kind of. I mean, she's better than him, but yeah, they're the same sort of class of figure.
Yeah, exactly.
This is probably a Green Lantern team card just because she's already hard enough to deal with from range. So, and then later you get reflexes and ESD sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig that. Joker clones.
Very, very good. Will end up being played a lot, especially because celebrity keyword is a thing. We've already seen Brandon toying with it. I'm sure others have. And just the clones are so hard to deal with, like stealth, double rollouts, plasticity. They're just so mobile and have poison, and then when they die, they blow up. Like it's just, they're so good.
Right.
So good.
Yeah, so it's a 70-point investment. You know what this pair is really good with? Daredevil and Baby Dolls.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I can dig this. I liked it. Now, the only thing that I don't like is that it is dependent on you hitting rollouts. And I hate having to rely on rollouts to generate more of them.
Yeah, that's not unreasonable.
Yeah. We
do have, like, it doesn't help with the shape change, but we have, like, the Wakanda map bonus, and if you're spamming this guy, you're probably looking to be high on theme anyway, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're forcing him to come close because Wakanda has a bunch of hindering terrain.
Yeah, I think the fact that they have stealth is, like, a huge thing, because then they can't start out winning the rollout, and then, like, you just have them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they are something that they have to deal with, either because they're tying it with plasticity and or poisoning. Like, they will be doing something that makes your opponent have to deal with them.
Yeah. Except when Black Widow takes away all of that except for super senses.
Oh, yeah, because she's stealth plus. Right, but then she's committing a free action and her tradecraft token to a 0-point character, which is like, okay.
Yeah, no, I get it. Or it may not be the 0-point character. It could be the actual Joker.
Yeah, for sure.
It's one of those things. It's like, so do I think that it's good enough? I think that it could be good enough if Batman doesn't have a way to make a resurgence. So that's where I think if this fits in. Like, this could be an option to deal with Black Widow, but you have to not have Batman.
Yeah, that makes sense. And depending on how things play out, he could be part of a general sort of can't see me, can't deal with me vibe. Like, assuming that they make good wrestlers and that those wrestlers have have celebrity keyword.
Yeah.
I think it right now is probably a tinker with it, wait and see figure, but I think there will definitely be a time for it.
Yeah. Now, what I do like about this guy with celebrity is I like Daredevil with the space gem packing around the two clones.
Interesting.
Yeah, because so Daredevil can get these guys are also good at equipping because they do have the leap climb and they have sidestep.
Yeah, I played them with Unthemed Immortal Hulk just because like they are really good, death fodder for his trait. They again help with the equipment, like they just do a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I think I'm liking this guy more and more. I just hate that it's relying on rollouts. How many of these do you think you need to own if you're going to play them?
Well, I guess it depends if you're playing more than one of the like set, because you can. Like it doesn't have like the KO all the copies thing like Cable or whatever.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know if running more than one set is worth it. Like that's 140 for the 6. Like that just feels like that's like half your team, but like what are you doing? I
guess you're trying to poison them to death, hopefully.
Yeah, assuming you're just playing 1, you start with 3, 6, 7. I think even 6 is like theoretically reasonable to own. Maybe try and borrow more because like from friends for the actual tournament.
Right.
I think if I was committing to having this guy as an option, I had 10 Lokis, so I don't see why I wouldn't go for that here.
Yeah.
But depending on price, because if this guy is nuts, it's a different ball game. But that's just the set in general between like with all some other stuff that we haven't talked about yet.
Sure. Yeah, you know what? I like this Joker. I can be a fan. I can be a fan. Common Amanda Waller.
If her keywords were better, I mean, it's only common, right? Like you're gonna get her. Like you should have her. Put her in the box for later.
Yep. Common Amazo.
Oh, if Black Widow wasn't printed, he'd be like just one of the best things in modern period.
Yeah.
But then again, he also is just the popper format, pretty much.
Yeah. You got it. I mean, I think that's it, right? I mean, Amazo is absolutely amazing and would be game-defining if there wasn't for Black Widow Chase. Because she just gets him, and he just gets punched right in the face. Shot right in the face.
I can't remember how she's worded. She says like they can't use the powers, right?
She can't use powers unless they're printed on the die.
Okay, so it would affect his damage reduction. Okay.
Yeah, it would because then he only has willpower, right? So.
Well, actually, not even because it's indomitable. That's the other thing with them. They have to have literally printed willpower on the defense.
You know what? The Infinity Challenge guys are coming back and saying, "Look at us."
Yeah.
Not affected by Black Widow Chase.
But yeah, I mean, also a common, like, he is, like, I think just by far the best thing in Popper right now. And you never know, maybe Widow won't be good because there'll be something that just deals with her. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. Go ahead and get him and get the team up card. Flash team up card I think is the best one.
Well, I think you need to get all of them because the team up cards matter in the mirror a lot. Like I played against him in that post rotation poppers twice now, and I knew that because they were going to obviously pick the hypersonic option, I had to pick another option to not share a power. So you do kind of need all of them. I guess
Yeah.
Hawk.
Just if you're thinking about a budget, like if I'm going to invest in one, you probably invest in Flash.
Yeah, I mean, I do think you need a second, like I said, for the mirror.
Sure.
And for that one, I would probably go with Green Lantern, just because like the range option opens up so much other stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if you can get Pulse Wave on him from like Nimrod or I don't know, just in general.
Sure. Yeah, I'm just a fan of, I'll be honest, Hot Girl card, because I just love Sidestep.
Yeah, and you're probably getting like, I don't know, I consider playing Stark Tower just so you get Bolt, there's your Hypersonic and whatever. And obviously he's already so beefy, like he can be. I mean, he's essentially he's better stat than Unimind at 150 top dial, and then you have the close combat expert option sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah. No, I can see all the cards in a theoretical environment, except for Hawk Girl not functioning in Pauper. But yeah.
Oh, there's no Hot Girl that's common or uncommon, is it?
Yeah. So far, yes, I played against
Boo.
Wes Summers playing Amazo. I picked Superman and ended up Super Strength killing his. Green Lantern, just because running shot's good. And obviously I would pick Flash if I was playing against not Flash.
Right.
Or not mirror match. So yeah. I mean, yeah, if you only had to get one or two, Flash and one other one is fine.
Makes sense. I would say this. So up next is Jonah Hex. I like that they have worded him correctly.
Yeah.
Because there's things like the Thor chase from Captain America that's not worded correctly.
Yeah, he has weirdness going on, yeah.
Right. So like in this case it's just when targeting a single character. So if you give him extra bolts, he doesn't get to blades them all. But I think what we could say, good casual piece.
I gotta say, even though like he has stuff that doesn't work anymore, I still like the con exclusive. Like I don't know
Really?
if I don't know if we're talking casual, I don't know. Like I feel like he does literally one thing. Like I feel like he'll get to make one attack and he'll just get killed in casual. I don't know. Like if you're just getting the game and you don't have a Jonah Hex, it's fine. But just if you own the con exclusive, or I mean I do, so I would just do that.
Right.
But that's not to invalidate this piece on his own terms. He is definitely good. Like range blades is good.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're talking casual, I'm assuming that means Golden Age. So
Yeah. You're true. That's true. Shazam?
He is pretty cool. I don't see the hype at him at lower points. It just feels like he's gonna never get to make an attack, or maybe get to make one with a 10 attack and then drops to 9s. But the top dial, I can see being a thing. And sealed or just casual.
Yeah, it also feels like Shazam is just another one of those characters that hasn't been given a lot of depth.
No, yeah, he doesn't. Like even the champion one, like he makes attacks and he has an immunity, but he doesn't like do anything interesting.
Right.
I think actually, you know what? I wouldn't mind his low point as a Bronze Age call-in. Like penetrating quake is like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And is there? Yeah, he's Quintessence inspiration, I think. So that's like cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Bronze Age call-ins, would Vixen become one for you? She had a card, right?
I'm trying to remember. I think she was Sense. I'm just trying to remember the inspiration. It was Super Senses. I I guess, okay, so the Justice League, the Trinity War one doesn't work anymore because she can't pick powers, so that's beginning of the turn. Streets of Gotham is just, yeah, I guess she's the best because there's just no other good options.
Yeah, but it's a pretty versatile piece, right? To be able to call out a charge flurry piece or a poison piece or
Exploit blades, yeah.
yeah. So I think she's versatile as a good super sense option.
Yeah. She's not unreasonable. But I wish like she had like, I don't know, like reflexes super sense as a special power. Like I wish she just had like one more thing. Like the point investment is just a lot considering what you can get for, that's a Lockjaw, that's a Jason Wingard. Like you can't tell me that I'm supposed to pay the same as this is for those characters,
That's very true. Cheetah.
I think she is quite good, and honestly, if animal is a thing, I think she is, especially because I've already mentioned the Wakanda bonus. It's extra good for animal theme because then they get protected outwit on their senses and blades.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you're playing her, like you have every turn she gets to reroll blades 2 times, and then you have to hit her senses 3 times, and also she has Injustice League. She just has good keywords in general. Wish she had scientists because she would deserve it theoretically, but she's not the be all or end all. But I think she's reasonable enough in the more limited keywords she has.
That's a fantastic explanation. Because I was just going to say it was kind of a generic dial, and I was going to write her off, but rerolling or having 3 senses rolls makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And also, is there exploit equipment? I guess I don't think there is, right?
Not post rotation. No.
Yeah, because it's the Thor one.
Well, you can get the pick a power things.
No, no, you're not using that. But yeah, like for
give her an Infinity Gauntlet.
No, but yeah, like, and then or give her Flurry. Like if you give her Flurry, she makes 2 attacks, and then she gets, to roll blades 2 times for each attack, or once for each attack, and then you have a reroll for each. Like if you do anything to make her better, she is just actually a threat.
That's true.
Not that she's like an S tier figure, but I think, I don't know, she's a solid like, oh, I'm building animal because Lockjaw is good. What can I build with it, sort of thing.
Yeah, I like that.
It's too bad Copperhead is not even close while following her in the set list.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think a good casual piece moving on.
Yeah, I would still rather play the Trinity War one.
Yeah. Uncommon Superman.
I mean, you even like just the 10-point option is a thing that will be used, and then you have the full point for casual or good and sealed.
Yeah.
Like the 10 points, you get an equipping sidestep character. He's a taxi. His stats are reasonable. He has 4 range of Superman. Like there's just, for 10-point filler, I don't think there's any complaints to be made.
No, and does he get the Justice Lord's trait at 10 points?
No, it's exclusive to the higher points.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, sidestep, close combat expert for 10 points, 10 for 3 is just really, really, really good.
Yeah, like your opponent, like you're going to equip with him turn 1, and then you're going to carry. And then your opponent's going to be like, oh man, this is actually good enough to do damage. Do I have to deal with it? And then you're okay with it. Or, if they do anything to change their game plan because you have this, you're happy. And even just the equipping and taxiing, turn 1 and 2 that's all. What more do you need at that point?
Right. Yep, you got it. Well said, Jay. Well said.
I was looking at Sinestro before I looked at his point cost for the pulse wave stuff.
Yeah, like toughness.
Like perfectly good for casual. Like super cheap Sinestro is a thing that there wasn't really before for that environment. But
that's true. Yeah, he does not make our list for pulse wave for later in the show.
Yeah, not even for Popper. Yeah, like there's nothing wrong with the actual dial, but except for the point cost.
Yeah, it's just a standard sort of Sinestro Corp style.
Yeah, like this looks like the Recruit. Like, didn't the Recruit have like running shot, 9 attack, pulse wave or something?
I think it's pretty close to that.
I am just looking it up now because I'm curious. The Recruit was, yeah, I got it exactly right. The same perplex pet. Yeah, it's literally the same dial. Like that was running shot, pulse wave, toughness, and that perplex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing, just a full character, and yeah, it's not quite there.
Uncommon Flash.
He's a weird one for me. Just because, like, if you just read his card and you see that trait, you're like, oh wow, that is a hell of a trait. Oh wait, this dial and those points.
Yeah. Yeah, so if Flash occupies a square on the edge of the map, and that edge is the longest edge of the map or tied for it. So I guess that's if he's in the corner of the map. Place him in the same row or column on the opposite edge of the map from that edge. He can't be placed in a starting area this way.
Yeah, basically, if you're in like A1, you can jump to A24 as long as it's not a starting area.
Right. So, like, this would be phenomenal if ID cards were still a thing.
Oh, that's true. Oh, damn, that would be a thing.
Yeah. So, like, just voop over, call something out, or call something out, voop away.
Yeah, pretty much. And also, like, the team up card with Green Lantern is super cool because you can just swap their squares, but, like, why are you playing that?
Oh, yeah. Well, if there was ID cards, right?
Yeah, or if you could do it with, like, 30-point Casey Green Lantern.
Oh, he can't. Those can't be placed, though, right?
Yeah, the immobile stops that, but
Yeah.
that was one of my first thoughts.
Man.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I feel like sometimes they make these cool effects and then they put them on these overcosted characters.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is funny because then the next character also has that. Oh, the segue is perfect. Thanks whoever made the set list.
Let's see. So what the
Red Tornado.
Red Tornado? What? Oh yeah, because she's just not as good as the Red Tornado, or I guess that was the guy Red Tornado.
No. This is, I mean, that the Harley Quinn one is a woman, and then this one is just a robot. But
Yeah, but he was masculine, I guess.
yeah, I guess at the time they thought she was a man just because she was beating people up and stuff. But yeah, like the double TK is cool. Like obviously, double TK has been a thing. It will be a thing if it's printed. And then the stopping the knockback thing is cool, but then the points again.
Right. Now, I think this is still the best Red Tornado we gotten was in Superman Wonder Woman.
I mean, there just haven't been that many. Like we got a Teen Titans one that was really bad. We got that one. We got the Harley Quinn one, and then yeah, I guess it's fine if we're talking about the robot version.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
Like
not
I don't
that.
even think I want to play this in casual. Like what? I double TK turn one, and then what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to shit on figures, but it's just like I just don't. It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for you. I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. Uncommon Batman.
I love negative traits that decrease points on figures, and I look at this one and I'm like, where's the reduction?
Yeah, because it's like a standard Batman dial, but that trait to target him with mind control is not good.
Yeah, like if that wasn't there, I'd be like, yeah, this is 65 points. I can see it. I don't think the trait is actually so bad. Because, like, are they really committing to doing it? But, like, but yeah, is inherently a negative trait that just, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But also, like, it feels wrong. Feels wrong that you have this, like, supposedly more brutal version of Batman where he has Justice Lords, but then he starts with Incap. Like, same as how Batman Who Laughs is, like, Joker Batman, but he starts with Incap. Like, I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, it's just kind of a bland dial.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the Justice, I mean, yeah, if you play the Justice Lords, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Justice Lord's casual is fine.
Yeah,
Probably good enough for that. Dr. Emil Hamilton.
he is a toolbox figure. I don't know if he's ever going to get used, but
He would have been really good against Nick Fury and Shredders.
oh, that's true.
Because he just says penetrating damage.
Yep.
He doesn't say anything about attack or whatever.
Yeah. That is
Might
true.
have been good enough in another life.
Scientist. Scientist is like almost a thing, or like it could be a thing. Brainiac has it, and like I don't know, even just being a character with scientist and he can wildcard carry characters with underworld. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like scientist is either almost there or it's there, and then he's just another option.
True.
And I think yeah, just having wildcard is like having wildcard in a world where you can have underworld on any team.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, again, uncommon. If you want to use them, just have them.
All right, Tracy Simmons.
I resent this figure on principle because she was in one episode with Booster Gold and like always breaks team with them.
So choose an opposing character. Okay, so that character can't use flight and halves their speed value. So it's like I think of it like those figures that we got in ADW that were not able to really be used, like Foggy and
You mean like
Jessica.
all the reporters and stuff?
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking of, like Superman, Wonder Woman,
Right, because they were
reporters.
beginning of the turn. Yeah, I mean, we even have that now with Billy Batson. Yeah, I can kind of see it.
Yeah, now
Um,
hers is at least a free, so she can, get up there and get back out maybe. Like somebody carries her up and then sidesteps her away, and then she sidesteps away.
yeah, you can carry her up and sidestep. Yeah, she can push onto outwit. Yeah, like everything she does is fine.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you there. Um, um, all right, Lex Luthor. I'm. Does this Lex have armor on in his sculpt?
No, he's in like the purple jumpsuit.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm not so mad at it.
Yeah, he's the team of cards that he gets give him just enough options that he's like fine. I don't
Yeah.
think he ever sees competitive. Like even though Injustice League is already pretty limited, I feel like they still have more options. Not that he's bad, just that there are better options, sort of thing. And also, Superman Enemy is basically wasted because post rotation, the characters that have it are literally him and Parasite Prime. That's literally it.
Oh wow, I didn't realize it was
I
that
mean,
limited.
obviously, yeah, there could be wild cards in the keywords, but like it's extremely limited.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
I
obviously,
think.
like he picks good stuff on his own, and the team cards are good. It's just like kind of eh.
Hmm. And I think if you're probably playing him with a team up, it's Star Sapphire or Ultra Humanite.
Yeah, yeah. Star Sapphire is probably where it's at. I like that. I like the version that we got in this set.
Hmm. Um, Uncommon Green Arrow.
He is. Oh man, I think Lucas said it best on. I think it was Critical Clicks a while ago, and this is previewed. Like, why does he have that trait, and then he only gets the powers that he can use it with on click 3? I don't know.
Yeah, modifies damage +1 when making ranged attacks. He modifies range +2 if he's not within 4 squares of another character. Okay, can use his displayed attack power as free. Does not affect precision strike.
Yeah,
So
because you're not given an action to use Precision Strike. Whereas Psychic Blast, Energy Explosion, and Incap are, actions.
Right, and then, yeah, I got you. So
I'm
it's on
like,
click.
yes, technically you can use Smoke Cloud on click 2, but who cares?
Hey, free smoke cloud's always good. Black Widow's proven that one.
Right, but then, that's basically all the figure's doing. It's not a terrible figure. It's just, I wish there was just something top dial or at least pushable as far as attacking goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Um,
it's displayed. Who are we teaming this guy up with?
just looking at that. I don't think the date night team ups are good enough for competitive, just because Question's obviously good. Huntress is Canary's he's iffy. So I would say Superman, but there's not a good competitive Superman to team up with to get the team up cards. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's a definitive correct option here.
I don't think so either. I think for casual, you're just doing it with Black Canary just because that's thematic.
Yeah, but for if you are playing him competitive, Green Lantern seems fine.
I don't think I'd recommend playing this guy competitive.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Static. Yay, we got a static.
Yeah, he's definitely yay for static for people that didn't get the convention exclusive. I am absolutely for that. And that's about it for me.
Yep, Supergirl. I just, it always bugs me whenever characters have special powers that can't be used together.
Yeah, I wish it was easier to give charge these days because Specs would turn off the flurry if you gave her charge.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel with the dial I feel like she's another one of those. If she was just blatantly undercosted, probably fine.
Yep. Aquaman.
I don't know what that number would be for her, but yeah, Aquaman is weird. The tactile reflexes is annoying, but I guess you could get stealth from Batman. I don't know. I just don't see him doing anything.
Yeah, I don't either.
What does his charge even do? He can use
knockback all adjacent.
Also, why 17 defend top dial? What is that? I don't know.
It's 17 combat reflexes.
No, I'm saying the trait that gives him regen and defend.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. And sorry if we're skipping over some of these characters pretty fast, folks. It's just there's a lot of characters on the set, and then
they're blatantly not competitive. There's no point wasting time.
Right.
If they're casual, they're casual.
Yeah. Just I think the Black Canary is plenty casual as well. I mean, her range is limited. Her points are okay. Her special powers only on her top dial.
I like that second click though, especially if you can give her Batman TM card. But then you're talking about Justice League, and then there's so many other options. It's not going to happen.
Martial Artist is probably a bit better because you can play Mandarin, Batman. You know what? No, you can do Prime Batman.
Yep.
So Mandarin.
I just wish that or any of the new Black Widows had Martial Artist.
Oh, that's true. Now I have played the Question already.
How does he hold up to hype?
You know what? I think he did just fine. Although I completely forgot that he had team-up cards.
Well, he has one.
Oh, he just has the one?
Literally just the one.
Oh, with
unless there's some that we haven't seen, but
okay. All right, never mind then. I thought I just totally missed playing the Batman one with him.
Nope, he just only has the one. Yeah, okay. I feel like his basically his kit is just fine for the points, and then it's I have the dice, he's stealthy and hard to hit, he has that wit, he has unlimited, feels like a perfectly good package, all things considered. The dice are not as good as other iterations, but he just can do other stuff instead. Like, yeah, maybe you don't want to take a power action to do that, but maybe you'll just move for outwit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I totally played him. I liked him on my martial artist team.
Yeah, I saw him play it on Justice League a couple times, and yeah, he did perfectly good.
Yeah, he's fine. Crimson Avengers.
I adore Crimson Avenger. That trait is just inherently just so powerful.
So come up, get carried up, deploy Smoke Cloud, and give them an action token.
Yeah, I normally detest the idea of saying play with Steve Rogers, but I think that there's a lot of stuff there. Like, play him with Shifting Focus Widow with the Smoke Cloud to turn off, take away team abilities. If they have a Dark Phoenix on a token, they just die to pushing damage. If they have a Q with a token, like, sort of thing, or just outwit their Colossal's willpower and they die to push.
Oh. That's wow. So the way that would work would be Black Widow Smoke Cloud would have to be underneath of them, and then the Crimson Avengers Smoke Cloud would have to be adjacent to the marker.
Or if they're multi-base, you could have like one square.
Yeah.
But like generally, yeah. Actually, yeah, hers is they have to be, for clarity, we're talking about the Shifting Focus Black Widow who has Smoke Cloud is free. Opposing characters occupying her Smoke Cloud markers can't use improved abilities or team abilities.
Right.
Also, for what it's worth, she has Outwit and sees through stealth with Avengers Initiative. So if they just have standard willpower, like that's just a free kill to pushing damage. And his kit is otherwise really good. Like his stats are just good. Perplex. Obviously, you're not pulling off the Justice League Unlimited trait unless you have like trouble alerts. But like he just does a lot.
Yeah. Now I think the point I was trying to make is you can't stack them.
No, not easily.
Well, no, because if you put the Crimson Avengers Smoke Cloud on top of the Black Widow's Smoke Cloud, then
you don't need to because it's like they can theoretically position to make it more difficult, but I think it is like reasonably fine to do a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Especially
well, I'm just saying if you would lose the Black Widow effect if you stack the Crimson Avengers.
Yes, you have to make sure not to do that because the terrain defaults to whatever's on the top part.
Yeah, exactly. Captain Atom. I would say that I am okay with this guy having a generic dial because it's so long for 100 points.
Right, and I don't know what else he would do. Like he has a reasonable enough blow up power. Like Captain Atom is not a complicated character to like make a dial of. So yeah.
He's one that I don't think needs a lot of depth.
No. Yeah, I mean, he hits things, he shoots things, like, yeah, that's about it.
Yep, exactly. And this is really, because I think it was the episode where he keeps Superman from rescuing the Question.
Basically, yeah, like the general, like, or enlists him because he's still an active serviceman, and then. Yeah, he fights Superman when he and Huntress go to rescue Question.
Yeah, and then Captain Atom essentially blows up and has to go repair himself.
Yeah, close enough. Like he loses the fight, and then they have to like fix him in the Watchtower, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a drastic blow up as other stories like Kingdom Come, but yeah.
Oh gosh, yes. Huntress.
It reminds me, I've seen just a side note. I've seen people say they want to see a Kingdom Come Captain Atom, and I'm like, what? You want a Gamma Bomb, basically? Like, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, Huntress is. I wish her stats were just a little higher in like defense on the close dial, or like had a 2 damage. Like, I think she's almost there to be like reasonable enough.
I agree. And just playing the team up, casually playing the team up card is fine.
I would keep an eye out and get the team ups just in case they do print a good, good versions of, or good enough versions of Black Canary in question to pull this off.
Yep. Shining Knight.
I love the team up card, but I think they just gave it to the wrong one of those 7 characters.
So, okay, you don't have to have them all on there, right?
No, a lot of the episodes you have X, and then you have like other effect if you have all of them.
Okay, gotcha. So your minimum attack roll could be a 4.
Yeah, I mean sometimes that's just what you need, right?
Yeah.
Or you could,
That's true.
complex it and you can math it, so that's what you get what you need.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I like it, but is he good enough?
I don't think so.
Man, I don't either.
It's just a close attack. Like it's a close attacking dial with like no particular defenses. Like he just takes damage like any other character.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love him for casual, just for the character. But like if we're talking competitive, that's just not. This is not what we're looking for.
That's right. Rare Superman.
I really wish that he didn't have that. I wish his later dial 13 was like removed and then like made the top attack values better. Like starting with an 11 and then going to a 10 on click 2 is really yikes.
Really yikes.
If it wasn't for that, I would think he's potentially legit just because he has like the 3 stop clicks and he has healing. He does a lot of cool stuff. Projected outwit. Like he's basically like modern redo of KC Superman, except for the attack values are questionable. Or like the attack values are good but in the wrong places.
Yeah. I would agree with you there. It's a good point. Now I actually do like Justice Lord's Green Lantern potentially because he is offensive. Justice Lord's Green Lantern.
Yeah, and the trade is reasonable, and especially because
sure.
equipment is like the main thing you do now. So.
Yep. But
like he costs a few too many points. I don't know.
For the amount of clicks that you get, I'd rather see 2 more clicks and about 10 less points.
Yeah, I could see I can see 65 6 clicks.
Yeah. Rare Flash.
I've said this before. He's very good, but just there are so many robots. Like Tri-Sentinels, Daydream Constructs, Amazo, Brainiac.
Sinister, yeah.
Yeah, like there's just so many robots that there's no way he's going to make the cut, despite himself being good.
Yep. I agree. Boom Tube Travel, Rare Wonder Woman.
Very good casually, but the consistency is just really not good for competitive, especially because now that you can see the dials, you know exactly how much to hit her for. So she's, hit her off of charge. Like I love this one for casual. Don't get me wrong, but it's not built for competitive at all.
Yep. Blight.
Another one of those really cool power trait characters, but they gave it to the wrong character. The dial is just not worth it.
Yeah. By the way, Jay, I'm just totally loving your analysis this episode.
Yeah. We also did the Metal Lab one, so I just kind of practiced on this one.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I am totally agreeing with you.
When you have a person that does primers, it's generally good, although I didn't do them this set. But when you're trying to rush through them, that's, I feel like, a good way to go.
Yeah, so Amanda Waller, great keywords.
Yeah, it's one of the best support pieces in a long time.
Yeah, leadership, outwit, perplex for 35 points. That's just there. That's just good enough. But then you add on Mastermind, Stealth, and then she gives Batman Family keyword the future keyword. And at the beginning of the game, choose a combat value. This game, that chosen character modifies that combat value +1. So it's a permanent perplex on a character.
Yeah, and even if she dies, because it says this game. Well, yeah, you don't even need to use the future part. Like, she just has Justice League, so you could just like put her on Justice League.
That's right.
That's probably what you're gonna do. Although, yeah, future is like, I don't know if future is immediately good right now, unless I'm forgetting stuff. But yeah,
No, you're not forgetting anything. Yeah, I love her. She's really,
yeah, I saw PJ playing her on that Batman team. She just does everything that you need, and
yeah,
yeah,
and she's also got Spy to go with Black Widows even.
yeah, that is also, yeah, that's a thing.
Now you don't get the Batman family +1 stuff, but
No, unfortunately.
no, yeah, it's true. Yeah. So 290 point Amazo or 150 point Amazo.
Sorry, just before we go on, technically there
Yeah.
is a Batman family spy, the Talia al Ghul from Batman Animated, who
Oh.
is blatantly okay. Like she's okay, but technically there is an option if you randomly want. Actually, I did consider her. She has like stuff, but like I don't know. It's not the point.
So 290 point Amazo.
That's it's so like he looks good, but then like if you think about it, like there's just a lot of stuff out there. Like I mean, you were just talking about playing Mandarin, who's mystical randomly, right? And like there's just gonna be other random mystical.
Right. So I think that the issue that I have with him comes in with Black Widow still.
I was gonna go before that, but sure, you go with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just cut straight to the case, right? It's because being able to give him shape change and super senses, Remaker Ring and Bolt, right? Um, and so he gets hypersonic super senses from Bolt, and then you equip him with the Mandarin Ring, the Remaker, or even the Venom symbiote, and like, I think he's just good enough. Like, I think he just is able to survive, right? I think he could have even survived Batman.
I don't know. I just feel like
Like maybe Batman was his only sort of weakness.
I just think I don't know. I just don't. I even before Batman and Widow, I just don't see this being good enough. Just
I
because
mean,
like
Goblin King was good enough.
right, but Goblin King had different stuff. Like he picked 2 powers, and this guy has like what? He picked 1 power, and
No, if you um, uh, you can choose a standard power that a character within range and line of fire can use. If he's 290, you may choose an additional character in another standard power.
right. But if you're playing him at 290, you're gonna have one character of your own, and you have to rely on your opponent. But I just feel like we're at a point where like because there's going to be characters on the map, stats are going to be more important. Like we're already seeing, Batman teams have stupidly good stats. So if he gets hit or if he just misses, like if your opponent has a Q with a 1 on the die or a 6, like you just either absolutely miss or just get hit regardless of your 21 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And only running shot and like if you want to go 12-5, that's like okay, but that's still like missable. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I think from my perspective, that Goblin King player would have reached for this.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yeah.
But now Black Widow just makes him a 20, or maybe a 21, and then I think he still just gets wrecked at that point.
Yeah, and you can't shoot them because of stealth bust. Like, yes, it is good for a temple like this to have improved targeting hindering, but then the shifting focus one shuts that down. And then like what is I don't know.
He can't charge in because he loses improved movement.
Yeah, that too. Like if it was like this exact dial, but like just a few less points to accommodate like more stuff. Like I don't know if you could have like a Brainiac, and I don't know if it was like 250. Like maybe tweak the stats a little bit, like 250. Like it was more build roundable, but I just feel like him literally being your whole team is like not something that I want to do. Like,
Yeah, not in
this
this
is not a
particular
full. This is
environment.
not a full point unit mine. That is not the same game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it may be post rotation, maybe. Um, but I think it's something to keep in mind if Widow goes away and Batman goes away. He's just a rare to pick up too, so.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to say he's bad. I just don't think he's quite there for competitive format. I wish he was the rare prime instead of what we did get as the rare prime.
Oh, yeah, 50 point. He's a
Prime vampire, which means
yeah.
not good.
I think it just never gotten these quite right. Now, like I think where he could come into play is if you're playing a casual night and you playing with Photon and your opponent is playing Pogs.
Sure, yeah, if you have that weird Emilio Bronze Age team or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just not worth it. I don't think.
Yeah, like the problem is, like your opponent's not gonna let that stuff happen. Like,
No, they're going to outwit his charge. They're going to
and like
do
he's
whatever.
very killable. Like just outwit his shape change, and he's basically like pick him off.
Yep.
But
Sadly.
also like the I understand that he like picks powers from like opposing characters, whatever. But there still needs to be something on the dial. Like if you get sidestep when you get all the way there, like
Yeah.
that's yeah. I'm sure he'd be perfectly fine in casual,
Mm-hmm.
and you can like I don't know, like if you really want to make it happen, you can. But honestly, not even if he wasn't a prime, I don't think that really makes a difference.
No, I don't think so.
It's unfortunate.
Rare Green Arrow.
I don't know why he doesn't have the same trait as the Speedy, but he's a perfectly serviceable casual, and honestly, not gonna say competitive, but like I don't know. I think he does a lot for a not big investment.
Yeah, he's a good Golden Age call-in. That 12 attack energy explosion would be good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just like that he has good improved movement, leadership, and Justice League. He's not easy to hit, not easy to put down with his steel energy.
Mm-mm. But probably not competitive.
No.
And hey, we got another static in the set, right?
Yeah.
But it starts with running shot TK.
Yeah, I don't know why they give like 10 poles or like characters that expensive those support powers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that we got another static, but I'm just not excited about this one. Supergirl.
I hate the trait. I absolutely hate the trait. So that's just no.
Yeah, she misses, she's done. So is 30-point Hot Girl that exciting?
Batman team up card makes me say yes.
Okay. You occupy, so extra movement, the charge flurry. I would agree with that. Charge flurry, 11-3, 18 combat reflexes, stealth, and vooping 2 spaces. Yeah, that might be worth it on
I didn't
Justice
even
League.
consider the boop. I was just like thinking stealth with reflexes.
Yeah. That's probably good enough as a secondary attacker on a Justice League team.
Yeah, and like if the trait ever randomly happens, there's enough mystical could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Yeah,
that makes
that's
me
true.
curious. Like we were just talking
Yeah,
about.
and I think this is a good time to always think about, even if your opponent's not playing theme, if you're playing a piece like this, make sure to look at the keywords on their card.
Yeah, I just realized like even if they're Wendigo healed, she can double tap them.
That's
just
right.
hit the stop, and then just they take the pen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean Mandarin is mystical. Just trying to look now quickly. Some wrestlers, Undertaker, Finn, Kane, both Finns and Kane.
Yep.
I mean,
Undertaker's
the doesn't
relevant
matter for
because
Tri-Sentinels, but what?
I said Undertaker's relevant because it gets him past the stop click potentially.
Yeah, and Finn is just good. Wendigo, like I said, you can double tap. It literally does nothing against Daredevil, but technically
No. Well, hold on. It could be good against Daredevil.
What, on the last kill?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't thinking about how the timing would work. I don't. It's a weird situation where it could work.
No, you would have ordered active effects it to or no, wait, you take the token off after resolution, so I think you would just order it so that they take the token off, the 6 token off first, and then you resolve your.
But she's got 3. But she's got 3 damage, so she's more than likely spinning him around. So it would have to be if you have like a low damage value or something like that, just to get that instant kill right off the charge flurry.
Yeah, like if you really need to do it, you'll get it done somehow. It's the mystical stuff is not quantity as much as quality, I will say.
That's true.
Also, killing a Billy Batson in one hit is the thing.
Poor Billy.
I keep on wanting to make him work at 40, but like it's just, I don't think it's gonna ever happen.
Not yet.
I love the fact that they made the Flash gym card for this Martian Manhunter. So dumb. Like, here, you have traded super senses, but here, have another source of super senses. Because
it's just one of those things. It disgusts me a little bit that some of that stuff makes through. Unfortunately, it makes me really sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the copy and paste mentality. It just kind of, sometimes it just happens.
It's sad enough that we talk about Speedy.
Yeah, I mean, I want to mention the JSA Human card is cool. I don't think it's going to have potential, but it is a thing.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, Speedy is kind of a one-trick thing, but like if you make it happen as a thing.
We didn't get there's no Golden Age Speedy card, is there?
No.
Card?
No. What do you care? You don't play that format anymore.
Well, I mean, I don't, but it's always something to keep track of.
Yeah, but that's a no, unfortunately. There have been some good versions.
Yeah, I mean, there was some talk on Facebook this week about a good, like, what would a Bronze Age format look like? And, for me, it looks like a format that's been well written and errated by official WizKids judges and ran by, although not the judges, I guess I should say, but the sets that are not modern or not post rules change or rewritten and errated correctly with new wording. So, and then it's officially ran.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't official, but Joe Pangrazio made a whole document of translating the powers. I think he did a very good job.
Yeah. So if they could take his document as a base and
they could make it happen if they wanted to get somebody to do it.
Yeah, I'm totally down with it if it's in the official format where the official eyes are making rulings on things. So
yeah. Also, this just went up. McCall Lamar wanted to run Golden Age win a map, and we kind of figured out a format together. That literally just he just posted that on the groups and stuff. But basically, we did Golden Age, basically no additional game elements besides equipment and special objects, as well as Pat's ban list and a couple other random things that are a problem. So it'll be a thing. And it's 400 points, which that wasn't my idea, but that could be interesting.
Yeah, it could be a neat intro to that.
Yeah. Run Vigilante.
Right. Vigilante.
I am happy that this got made for casual. The special power is good enough for being a thing. I just don't know if it can be made to work.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's just so bland. Like this just style's bland. Shade.
Shade is super good.
Yeah,
He's
Shade's
kind of like
good.
differently good to that Pixie, but like I think better because like she carried people and placed them away, but he can like yoink people that aren't adjacent, sort of thing.
Right, so he can pop out smoke, then carry phase away with someone.
Yeah, because he has, just for reference, his trait, he has Passenger 3, only to carry characters that occupy his smoke markers, even if not adjacent. And then he has Free Smoke Cloud up to the number of markers equal to the number of action tokens on opposing characters, which itself also synergizes well with the Injustice League trait. But yeah, theoretically, you could like carry somebody that's like 3 squares away, or if you could somehow get them under the smoke, and like you could do all sorts of sticky stuff. He has mystical Justice League. That's pretty much it. But yeah, it's funny now looking at a 45-point character, not being like, oh, I hate 45-point characters, because now it doesn't matter.
Right, exactly. Solomon Grundy does not live up to the slosh version.
Yeah, that's basically all you need to say.
All right, Batman Beyond is very expensive. Why is he so expensive?
He's got a big toolbox, that's for sure.
So he can do the boom tube. Okay, so you can't draw a line of fire to him if he's adjacent to blocking terrain. So that's relevant. Does that combo with the zero ring? Like you can just place a...
Yeah, it doesn't say printed. Yeah, it could be like a random barrier you put up.
Sure, okay. Precision Strike, and then he can use Blades Claws, EE, Incap, Poison, or Smoke Cloud.
That one is surprisingly not really relevant.
No, so it's the damage power we're after here. So Leadership, CCE, Perplex, Outwit, Shape Change.
Yeah, and I think in any given turn you'll want to use at least one of them, or maybe even be able to use more than one.
Right, so, and this is obviously meant to pair with the Amanda Waller, right?
Yeah, and or you could still play him with the Old Man Bruce Wayne from Batman Animated.
Oh, or you could play both of them together.
Yeah, that too.
So, maybe Batman Beyond does have enough.
Right, because if you play him with a Waller, you get a stat already. If you play him with Bruce, you get basically offensive prob and outwit. You can pick Shape Change here, or you can pick like Perplex here and get like equipment. I don't know. It feels like built for casual, but like could be a thing depending on how the environment looks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like zero ring on this guy, no line of fire. Yeah. Oh, and it's not even on your turn or their turn.
Yeah, it's just period. They can't prob him.
Yeah. Now that's relevant.
Yeah, he still might just cost too many points, but I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, but I mean, if he has Shape Change, 18, Invuln, has to be close attacked.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And a Waller's thing could go into defense too, right?
Yeah, it probably does.
So, I think this might be worth it. I might be convinced that Batman Beyond is worth his money.
I think it's worth at least playtesting and seeing how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Big Bardo, we've talked about her because we got to preview her.
Oh yeah, you did. Close Combat Dial now is just a hard sell without WWE is all I need to say.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Booster Gold.
I think he could be a thing because Skeets still exists up his stats. Like he gets +2 attack, PD enhancement. You have his own Perplex. Yeah, so even just with what they have between the two of them, it's a 12 attack, 4 damage, PD, and then he has his own Perplex to do 5 damage, 12 attack, prob. Like,
yeah,
that's only 115 points.
Yeah.
In future, so yeah.
I think you got it. And if you give this guy some equipment, then he really becomes over the
Yeah,
top.
His print stats make him look more underwhelming than he will be, and he can definitely be a cannon.
Yeah. Good old Booster Gold becoming an offensive cannon. Never thought I would have said those words together in the same sentence. But I like this. I like this Booster Gold. Now, next up is a character that surprisingly I didn't think I would like, but I do like him. Stripe.
Yeah, he's just surprisingly solid.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about 35. 35 for sidestep, flight, invuln, defend. Like 18 defend is like my minimum number where I can say it's okay to use defend.
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree. Leadership and JLU trait, yeah.
And perplex. When he uses leadership and succeeds, when he uses perplex, he may modify combat value +2. Those are all just good things in the 35-point package.
Yeah, like he's kind of like limited theme Prez with a reducer as well as top to perplex, but also is like a sidestepping like he does like basically everything you want a support piece to do now, except for prob, but you're probably name theming him anyway, because like you're not playing him on armor.
Probably
he just basically does literally everything a support piece can do except for like actual support the power.
Yep. I like Stripe. A lot of utility there for the points.
And for what it's worth, Onslaught does have armor, so.
Oh. Maybe he's there with his good Onslaught buddy then.
Yeah, I mean leadership on Onslaught is a thing. Perplex, yeah, it's all a thing.
Now you got me thinking about that. You can play a couple of Stripes and body block him with Onslaught. It's too bad Onslaught gets wrecked by Black
Yeah.
Wolf.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. I keep going back to it. It's like even worse. It's even worse than say Kobik.
No, I've started making a list of all the stuff that she just completely invalidates.
Right, because like Kobik take away your power cosmic, but you still had to have outwit to get rid of all of the stuff. Now I know Onslaught has all of his thing. I think in that one special damage power, and of course Onslaught's thought of. Go ahead.
Yeah, he has the prob on damage, and then the attack power is the weird knockback thing. But then his like free thing is traded.
Oh, okay.
But on Dial, he has phasing and invuln.
Yeah, and that's it. Stargirl, another neat 30-point character with a stop click.
With the Pulse Wave.
Yeah. So Perplex, Justice League Unlimited trait. And then when she hits, she can give them immobile. I don't think she's actually hitting. Or she can use TK.
It feels like it doesn't add any points, so it's like whatever.
Yeah. No, I think this one, Stargirl's great.
Cosmic is a thing. I don't know why they keep on giving it to her. I mean, because it's named the Cosmic Rod, even though that's not a thing. Whatever.
Yeah, thematically I don't get that one. But 30 points, sidestepping, Justice League, yeah. She's right up there with Stripe as far as usability.
I mean, I think a little less so, but in the ballpark, sure.
Well, I think what gives her the nod is her stop click is last click versus the other click. So she has a little bit more survivability.
It's just a shame that Pulse Wave will still basically get through Energy Shield.
That is true. Yeah, which is relevant for our Pulse Wave discussion here in a little bit.
True.
Which I think I want to, like, when we get to the chases, I think what we'll do there, just as a heads up, because we've got a little bit more to talk about that I want to go over. I think we'll probably do a re-ranking of sideline pieces post-rotation as another segment, which you're welcome to be on again for that if you want, Jay.
Sure.
because I think that talking about the chases in and of themselves is not fair unless you talk about Batman chases with them.
Sure.
So, Warhawk falls into your close combat dial.
Yeah, like he starts to do other stuff, but like, yeah, it's. I did consider him on a really weird roundabout thing because I wanted to because he shares Warrior with Eddie Guerrero. I wanted to give Eddie Guerrero Beetle Pod to have the wing symbol, and then he would get charged for his flurry, and it's just so hard to give charge in addition to another power after rotation because Specs takes away like your flurry or whatever.
Yep. Exactly.
But no, it's the same thing.
I was wanting to play him with Star Fox before Pandemic.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, give him the old charge, flurry, Mjolnir.
Was he 6 squares, and then, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then Mjolnir would give him 8.
Oh, man, I'm looking at Darkseid, and that is just that's really sad now.
I know, right? Because Darkseid probably has one of the best impervious powers that's been printed.
Yeah, especially when you consider he also has Mastermind, yeah.
Right. And snap, just like that.
Well, it's funny because, like, technically this power isn't protected outwit in and of itself, so Kobik could get rid of Quintessence, then you could outwit it. But since that's less of a thing because Kobik is just inherently less good, and then, yeah, Black Widow's better than Kobik in some ways.
Right. So, yeah, it hurts me because, like, Darkseid and Amazo would have been kind of like a go-to standard team that you could have handed a newer player.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think it's still worth talking about how good Darkseid is, not regarding that, because she could get watch listed or, like, I don't know.
Yeah, so, I mean, we did talk about Darkseid a little bit already, but, like, Tyler loves and hates Darkseid at the same time. But, like, his traded Mastermind, when he uses it, healing 1 click, his Apocalypse armor, one of the best impervious powers ever printed, and the Omega Beam is actually really good if you give Darkseid some equipment.
He's just basically, like, they said, what do we want a tentpole to do? Because he has, like, free attacks across the map, he has Mastermind, he has a really good impervious that he heals off of, and then he could every turn phase and then take a token off himself. So even if you're up on points, you could never catch him theoretically on the right map. But then the Widow problem is a problem. But if you don't consider her, I think he definitely has some potential.
Right. I mean, and you've got to make that Widow turn count too.
Yeah, I don't think it's really, and also it's not like that power is top dial either. Like you have to get him to that click and then do other stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I don't think he just doesn't survive is the problem.
Yeah.
And you can't equip him and give him shape change because Widow gets rid of that, then pops him and then pops him again, and he's probably dead.
Yeah, basically all you can do against Widow is barrier.
Yeah, but that doesn't last forever.
No.
Not when you have a 200-point piece.
Yeah, sadly.
Ace.
I think she's one of the single best pieces in the set.
Now, I think so as well as a Batman counter.
I don't even think that's. I think she's just generally better, but you go for it. I'm curious.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where, like, she was going to be really good against Batman because she would take out all the Dr. Fate clones,
sure,
wound everything, and probably maybe get you some point potential out of her. But it's one of those things. I think close combat is kind of coming back. And like because Wendigos are still sort of a thing. Mind control, Jason's still definitely a thing. The zero ring tri-sentinel trick is a thing.
Yeah.
So there's other ways to kill her that don't affect your team.
Yeah, but I think at the same time she's just a 60-point support piece that just does everything, and then it's like, yeah, if you want to put effort into dealing with that support piece, like, yeah, she costs 60 points, but I just feel like paying that much to commit to basically all the support powers you need is fine.
Yeah.
And like
I
then
agree.
depending on what they have, like, yeah, if they're close combat, her mind control's good. It just really depends on what you need.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I think she's really good for the package that she is. But
Like,
I
I don't
don't.
even think about the trait really. Like, I just like everything, and then the trait is kind of just a thing too.
Yeah, but I don't think she's just over the top OMG that folks have been talking about.
Yeah, no, I don't think she's like the be all or end all of everything forever. Like this type of character cannot inherently be that. So yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, yeah. She's just good enough. Now I want to group the atom and the micron together here because they kind of do the same thing. And we talked about micron last episode, and in our questions, what's his name wanted to ask about the atom. Richard Leo,
Who's
that
that?
guy. Yeah, that guy. Now, Richard was talking about playing the atom in multiples. That might be a hard sell because he's just 10 for 2.
Well, I think the atom had some insane potential, but he was a victim of Corona because I think his best utility was calling in stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you bring him along, you can call in Beast, and you have Outwit Perplex for it. Whereas Micron is straight stats. Like, Atom for pre-rotation, sure. But Micron for post-rotation, for sure. I just don't
I think you
doing
could
with
play
the
them.
Atom
I
post.
think you could be playing them both.
You certainly could. I just don't feel like... Yeah.
Micron voops over, Atom voops over, Atom outwits and perplexes something, and then Micron comes in for the kill.
Yeah, but then it's like the Atom's not really doing a non-free. Actually, I guess you could. Actually, now that I think about it, you could bring them both over. Micron does his thing. You don't have to tag along from a bigger character, so you could just have the Atom leap and like reposition Micron if you really want to.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, like Atom definitely does stuff. But I just think that they were just differently good for different formats. I don't see why he would dominate.
I don't think he dominates, but I think if you talk about the bring somebody over, Atom and Micron follow, then you leap out with Atom taking Micron with you.
Yeah, like I would love to agree because I love Ray Palmer, but I just don't see the dominating part of it, unfortunately.
I don't either.
Playing them together is certainly a thing.
Yeah, it's 19 super senses. That's not terrible. And stealth is relevant.
Yeah, it's reasonably relevant.
Yeah. So I like both these guys. The being able to take actions after stuff is really, really, really.
Actually, now that I think about it, I guess being able to attack is always relevant because like that's potentially a troublemaker or a trouble alert.
Mm-hmm.
Like depending on how things go, like maybe if you want a trouble alert, you just perplex down your own attack and then you get Black Vulcan. I don't know.
Yeah, and then you penetrating poison them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I still don't see the dominating part of it, unfortunately, but they both definitely have their place.
Yeah, Richard used that word dominating quite a bit, right? I don't think that's the correct adjective to use, but
yeah, I think he is a presence.
That is true. Let's see. So we've got Mongol.
Do we need to talk about Mongol?
Yeah, another hard sell with a close combat dial, unfortunately. Star Sapphire. In Justice League Cosmic, in Justice League trait. And then when Star Sapphire attacks a single opposing character with an action token, she can use Precision Strike and modifies her attack +1 for each token. So she can get some pretty insane values there.
I don't think you're playing her at high points, though.
No. Then I don't know if she's good enough then.
I don't know. Like, sidestep TK. Well, first of all, 30 point in Justice League is like your starting point. And then you have TK,
Okay.
sidestep, Mystics, and
Okay.
shape change. Like, she's not. Yeah, like, I look at her as she is TK sidestep, and then she has some Justice League, basically.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Man, I want to try this Injustice League thing to slow down Widows now. What's the cheapest one? Is Ultra Humanite the cheapest one?
Yeah, there's the two 30-point options of Sapphire and the Flash, and then 25-point Humanite.
So I just need to play 12 Ultra Humanites?
You certainly could try.
So Ultra Humanite, Leap Climb, Mind Control, right?
No leap.
No leap. So he's just got the Mind Control sidestep. When he uses Mind Control, his range value becomes 8 and he has improved targeting.
Everything, except for can't shoot out of base.
Does he ignore regular blocking too?
Yeah, he has sees through blocking, doesn't destroy, which is very rare.
Yeah. And this goes with your animal theme team. It's an Injustice League. It does have Scientist. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, honestly, even just like having 25 points for that trade is stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, you just don't care about his full point at all.
No, I don't think so.
No, you're playing. If you're gonna play 50 points, you're gonna play 2.
That's right. I agree with that. And 25-point TK is nothing to scoff at either.
I forgot about the TK.
A lot of TK.
It does so many things. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? TK won me a world championship, so I don't ever scoff at TK attacks.
No. It's just that he just does so many things. It's like, oh, kind of like with Black Widow too. Like she just does like 20,000 things. I'm like, oh yeah, she also has just like, you know.
Yeah, running shot, side blast, or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, with this one, it's just like I was thinking about the trade and then the mind control. But yes, TK is a thing.
Yeah, TK is always good. Yeah.
Especially now because you want to like TK heavy equipment sort of thing.
Yep. Super rare Hawk Girl.
Very casual with Justice Lords.
Yep, I agree. Martian Manhunter.
I want him to be there, and he's like 2 like things from being there. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing is that you can never count on special powers that are mid-dial.
Pretty much.
And that, I think that just sums him up. Your opponent should just knock you past it, never let you have it.
There's no way to get him there yourself, really.
The special movement power needs to be top dial in the story, I think.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. Wonder Woman, Justice League, casual.
No, this is also Lords.
Justice Lord, that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, I think all the Justice Lords are casual only, except for the robot Superman.
Yeah. I agree.
It's a damn good Wonder Woman job for casual, though. It's like very defensive, very offensive. It's all good.
Yep. Yeah, so I would say this. Unfortunately, I think that the chase set is all playable, all collectible, all usable, in a lot of cases, multiples. But I think it'll be best served if we rank them with their other sideline pieces from Batman Animated.
Yeah. Well, yes and no, because like there's some that are just not good enough, and then it's like not even worth talking about, sort of thing.
Yeah, I would go ahead and give a shout out to Wonder Twins.
Yeah, 25-point Wonder Twins are insane that they like 25-point barrier exists. So it's like that's wow.
Yeah, and then Brainiac's insane.
Definitely, the main force is gonna be a thing at some point.
What's that?
Double main force Lex at 10, just because then you can pull off that stupid trait, and then you can like when you pull off the cake trait, and then you like one Lex uses his tokens to make it a 10, and then the other one gets the tokens, and it's an infinite loop or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, what a fantastic set. The starter set we're going to cover with one of our questions. So let's talk Pulse Wave, Jay.
I just accidentally, I was in Realms and deleted my list of Pulse Waivers. I'll have to do it again quickly.
Okay, that's fine. So Pulse Wave, printed Pulse Wave on dial as a yellow power, is it going to be probably an up and coming counter to Black Widow?
Among other things that need to be dealt with. Yeah, it'll definitely be a thing that you need to look out for.
Right. So the list of things that are going to have that post rotation is short.
Yep.
So like you're looking at like I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the chase with the team that I'm looking at with Ultra Chase Captain Marvel.
Sure.
You know, because he's got it on dial. He's Power Cosmic. He's got Avengers. I'll just go ahead and share the team that I'm thinking of. It's an Avengers team. I think it's got to be enough theme to get the jump on Black Widows. So it's Steve Rogers bringing in the Wonder Twins at 25. And of course, Steve has the sideline of Peggy and stuff. So then Captain Marvel, Zero Ring, Sharon Carter, and the new Chase Doctor Strange with the Goblin Glider.
I'm glad that I'm not the only person that likes that.
So you get the running shot Pulse Wave. You get TK from Doctor Strange. You can get +2 rain or movement from Doctor Strange with his portal marker. Lots of perplex. Lots of leadership. Barrier for Batman. Improved targeting for other things. Like improved targeting elevated, just phenomenal.
Yep.
And very rare right now.
You say rare, but I can't think of anybody else that has it outside of like limited stuff. Like we were just talking about Humanite.
Arno, right? Arno as well.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that because it's a special power, but that's fair.
Right. So I think it's 5 squares of barriers should be enough to protect you from Batman and Vulture. Because that's what reasonably you can put out turn after turn. You get the running shot Pulse Wave. You have the 5 damage from Steve and Sharon to be able to running shot Pulse Wave the Shifty Widow to death because their power is not protected Pulse Wave, so you're able to get around that. And I think in a reasonable manner, because once the Shifty Widow goes down, there's other things that can come out and do work.
Yeah, and you can like shoot her the chase normally with Captain Marvel. And honestly, all you really need to do, like once you get her past like the top 2 clicks, she's manageable. Or more manageable.
That's right. That's right.
Because at least like once off the outwit and off the generating the widows, that's like probably what you need.
Yeah. And then, Chase Strange is probably good enough to do some attacks, get people into position.
His defense good. Now I think an alternate version of that team has Chase Thor and Happy Hogan, so you got a transporter and a second kind of a secondary attacker.
I don't like Thor at 50, but I get where you're going with it.
Yeah, I mean there's other Avengers at 50 that you could possibly do. I mean with this team you could even do a second Steve and bring in another Wonder Twins or somebody else at 25.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. I guess there's not enough stealth there to warrant using your own Shifting Widow, but yeah.
Yeah, that's also, I mean, that's also a relevant
Just
option.
generally, theoretically, a thing, yeah.
Yeah. So, there is a lot of pulse wave out there, but some of it is buried within other special powers. But what are you thinking for pulse wave?
The problem with Captain Marvel is that he doesn't have built-in running shot. I think Songbird is like fine because she does other things. Because like she has for 60 points, you have barrier, or the free barrier that gets rid of barriers. You have prob. Starfire is still like fine enough. Has cosmic. I guess Gauntlet Panther technically, but only has a 10 attack on the pulse wave clicks, so it's like pretty And then you can like get penetrating poison by a recruit, which feels really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, though, I like Lockjaw because he just has running shot pulse wave problem on click 2. Like,
Yeah.
and give him all the token effects now. You probably don't want to give them the action anyway. So if they would want to commit the Widow's Outwit to his pulse wave, that's like kind of fine. So yeah, then you have like the rest of the team.
Yeah, so even so, I mean, you can do Lockjaw and Marvel together, right?
Yeah, and funnily enough, the Hitoscopter Thanos starts off with printed running shot pulse wave. So like you can like, oh man, I said a really good idea, but it's unthemed. But like if you wanted to play that Thanos at 125, the Copter at 50, and 2x2 Magneto, you could do a lot of shenanigans with the Voop. Or with the Magneto trait thing, where you can get like 4 squares of free placement off of it. I don't know. That's silly, but I'm gonna stop trying to convince myself of it. But yeah, I think that Captain Marvel is probably fine, Lockjaw is probably fine, and Starfire all have Cosmic. So it feels like you're going for Cosmic there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see, what else? I mean, it's funny, most of your pulse wave pieces do have cosmic post rotation.
Yeah, there's technically more, but they have it within specials. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, the ones that have it within specials are...
Also, for what it's worth, Cosmic, depending on how you play it, Cosmic is probably more themable or more theme high initiativeable because, like, Brainiac exists. That alone is, like, a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's other stuff I'm forgetting that's, like, really cheap Cosmic. I mean...
Yeah, there's not much that's actually cheap Cosmic post-rotation, actually.
Well, Avengers loses theirs with Giant Girls, so it's like...
Right.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, what does Avengers Initiative for map roll look like? I was starting to say Avengers Initiative, but that's
Black Widow's probably 4 to 5.
Right. I think I had a Black Widow spy theme at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like she's 100 points. Like that means a lot these days, or in the post-rotation days. So yeah, you can out-theme them.
There's not a lot else that really stacks up. That has a top dial. I mean, you got to have a top dial.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. A lot of stuff has a down dial.
Maybe. You know what? I just realized good tactic is probably to have your own smoke cloud, because then you smoke cloud over their smoke cloud, then you get your improved movement back.
Yeah, it's not the improved movement that's really the issue. I don't think. I think it's the targeting.
Well, if you want to charge in. But know, they're both relevant for sure.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think a lot of teams. I think what Black Widow shuts down a lot is the movement or the targeting. more than anything.
Yes. Yeah, I agree that it's primarily that, but I think that the movement is also a thing that could matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. Witch Queen LaFay?
I wanted to agree with that, but then I realized that she doesn't have any movement powers after you widow her.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah,
But she could be TK'd into place.
And then, yeah.
She might be able to be TK'd into place.
Yeah.
She also doesn't have her special perplex either. God, it's awful. All of that makes me so sad. But at least she does have it.
Yeah, I feel like a watch list is like not far down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how results go. Or if they print something that somehow like I feel like it's more likely that she gets watch listed than she gets like hard countered, because I don't think that like exists.
No, it'd be hard to say. Unless we get like a new copycat.
Oh no, thank you. Dear God.
Oh, yes, please.
That'll be, if it makes you happy, I don't like it.
Yeah, if it makes me happy, you don't like it. That's a good plan. Let's go to our listener questions.
Yep.
So, which is the better duo? Brian Poland asked. Starter Manhunter with Starter Soups or Starter Flash?
That's a good question. I feel like how the environment looks, Flash is just inherently better, because like he'll ping everything. Like he'll ping Fates, he'll ping Wendigos, he'll ping other retails, or just like, I don't know, pinging stuff is generally fine.
Mm-hmm.
And like, whereas Superman attacks one thing twice. Like, they both have their merits for sure, but I just feel like in the overall generalizing, probably Flash.
Yeah, I mean, Superman does have that influence ring trick where he can make a second attack against them. But, I like Flash. I think Flash is going to be the better combo. I'd agree with you there. Next question, Colin Bell. What is one piece that is rotating that you always thought was good but never got its day in the spotlight? We actually went set by set. Were you on for that one, Jay?
That sounds right.
Yeah, that was about 3 or 4 episodes, Colin.
That's crazy that there was that few.
Yeah, we went over all of the figures in that set or each set that we thought should have gotten more spotlight.
I can't remember. I'm just trying to remember what look at the sets and see what single one.
Yeah, like
the most deserving.
Like the one that always sticks out to me is from Elseworlds was Bizarro Police.
Yeah,
would be like a good example, or like the Frost Giants from TMT.
Yeah, that's agreeable too.
Yeah.
Like, people collected Mudmans, but like, were they ever really played that much?
No, not enough.
And like near the end there, they could like call in like actual IDs. Like they could call in Iceman at 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think I have 5 or 6 of them, and never got to really see their time in the spotlight. But something like that, I don't think really would have counted because it did get played.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of things that just never got played at all, really.
Sure.
So, DJ wants to know, who's your favorite Clicks player that always turns in their stuff late, and why is it DJ?
It's actually everybody. It's just everybody.
Yes. So for those of you that play Rock Online, please be punctual with your stuff. Please, please, please.
Yeah, I've had DJ literally submitting it like the hour before mark or whatever.
Yeah. Robert Valentine wants to know about the Black Widow Dominant. It's won nearly every post-rotation event since it's been announced.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
At least some version of it from the set, whether it's been the Chase or the Shifty. The Rock Online stuff, it's won, I think, the majority of them.
Yeah, I won one vote post rotation win a map with not that. I haven't been keeping track of that as much. But yeah, yesterday, the post-station winner map, it was the exact team was first and second. It did end up being a mirror match in the last round, just how the placements went. But yeah, the double Captain Marvel's Widow Chase team placed first and second.
Yeah. Blech. Stephen Bumbera, we talked about Star Lab Scientists and multiples. I like it. Richard, we commented on Adam. Robert Sadani is back in action.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm glad to have him back and up. Nathan Deal wants to know, what have you learned from recent online matches? Does Black Widow Chase really beat Batman and Jason? Yes, it does.
Yep.
Yeah, it really does.
I had a game where I played against Nate playing the Widows, and I had Jason, and there was literally nothing I could do until I got the opportunity to retail with Dark Phoenix. But that was like literally, if that hadn't have happened, there was just literally nothing I could have done.
Right. Yeah. It's so sad.
And that was like shifting focus, not even the chase. That's like they're just two entirely different things of that do ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Nathan, I mean, those of us that have been, I mean, I've been playing quite a bit. I know Jay's been playing probably more than I have been, and it's just so hard to find a good counter. I think that's why I'm resorting to Pulse Wave as an option, because it could work. I mean, even if
there is a counter other than that, you can't Giant Reach. That's improved. Like you can't. Like there's no characters they say they see through stealth. Like yeah.
No. So the thing is that Giant Reach itself does work, but Giant Reach gives you improved targeting hindering. So if you can't use that, then you can't see them in stealth.
Right. Whereas old Giant Reach would have worked.
Right. So that's the gotcha on that one. And why is Eddie Guerrero the best piece in HeroClix? He's
because
up
I
there.
Agree with you.
Yeah, he's up there.
It's really weird because I normally like theme, but I just can't really theme Eddie. So I'm always just like, I want to play Eddie.
Yeah,
I'm constantly building with Eddie, so I absolutely agree.
And that Zach Strong asked that question. Yeah, like I think maybe like I just play all Eddies and Kobik.
I'm looking forward to WWE being a viable keyword, hopefully.
Yeah. Now the thing is that Zach Widow does get rid of Eddie's prob, and yeah, if he misses his super senses, then he gets knocked to a stop click, then poisoned by the recruit.
Well, no, he would still get to heal because it's on like power.
Yeah, he would still get to heal, but he would be on his stop click for like the last time.
Right, but then she like still has to shoot him. Like you still have to attack him in close.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. It's not an end all be all thing, but
yeah,
it's not great either.
I think the WWE team ability being a counter to range was a good direction, and then they just kind of like went too far, I would say, with this.
Yeah. Now I've been thinking about an equipment for Eddie, and it's the what is it called? What's the guy's name that carries the glaive?
Corvus's glaive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize until somebody pointed it out that you could blades with Eddie on his triple flurry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 1 through 3 you get penetrating damage, and then you also get once per game regen. So like penetrating triple flurry when you roll bad, or just super high when you roll high, is pretty freaking good.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that rolling high doesn't do anything, but
but you get to roll high, right? It's 4 damage.
No, because his trait says that when he does the flurry, he caps his damage at 3.
So it's always penetrating? No, I guess because your blades roll would still be high. It's just not penetrating.
The glaive is based on the physical die roll.
Gotcha. So you have a 50-50 chance of there being penetrating damage.
Yeah. Or even if you roll a 1, it's still 2 pen. As long as they don't have Invincible, it's still fine.
Yeah, that's true. If they don't have Invincible, you probably just use your printed 3 then, and crack the Invincible, then go for the Penetrating.
Is that like the main blades outside of specs? I guess it is. Or blades equipment. It's so weird that there were so many things, but now there's just less options.
Yeah. Yeah, Eddie's good, Zach. Eddie's good.
I think I would see Eddie as like my top 3 in just hero cloaks post rotation.
Mm-hmm. Aaron Morgan, what are your thoughts on how some players completely hate the idea of the game without IDs and some of us love it? So I have an answer prepared for this one, Jay, then I'll let you answer it.
Yeah.
So the concept here of no IDs, I think, makes it a lot easier for some players to play. Because if I can call out a storm and single target pulse wave one of your characters, then that's going to be bad for you. So you have to think a lot less about positioning to some extent, because you're not just going to get single target pulse waved. So there's a layer of complexity that I think is more. There's a layer of complexity removed from the game that I think it makes more appealing for a lot of players to not have to think about it. I think, and they're more okay with there being more matchup luck and dice luck involved. Now, there is still plenty of strategy in how you build your team and playing powerful pieces, but you end up with a very narrow set of things starting out here, where Widow's dominating. So I think players can completely love the idea as long as they're okay with everybody just playing Widows against each other pretty much, or some sort of counter to Widows that happens to be good against the rest of the field. But I think a lot of players hated that, well, I can just call out a Cyclops and shoot your piece. Or I can just call out a storm and wipe that piece off the map. That was inherently powerful, but so you had to think about how to position your team to keep from doing that, and some teams just couldn't deal without it. Now, I think that I think myself personally, I liked IDs because it gave you those options. But if we're just going to go straight into Black Widow meta, I find that very hard to say that IDs were a bad thing whenever IDs can just take care of Black Widow. So Black Widow coming out has ruined a lot of my thoughts on post rotation being this more Nirvana state. What do you think, Jay?
Oh, I was going to ask something good to go. There's just a lot of factors to it, such as some people having played before IDs were a thing and have a general idea of how the game goes with stuff being on the map, which I don't disagree with at all and I agree with, but it's a different perspective than, somebody like I think PJ hasn't played competitive without IDs.
I haven't either.
One example, or I wasn't sure about you. Yeah. So you see the game just inherently differently than somebody who played before, where like somebody playing in 2012 would have said, "Oh, what's all this stuff on the map?" But you haven't played without it, so that's just the game to you. But at the same time, I think ID cards in concept of what they could do versus how they were executed are very different. Like in theory, ID cards could have been like cool options, but I think the problem was just that what we got was not necessarily healthy. And just in terms of I guess one element is the lack of interactability. Like you mentioned Cyclops, like I can call on Cyclops, shoot your thing, and then poof. And you have literally no way to interact with that sort of thing. He just comes in off the sideline, nothing you can do. Or just the concept of, or this is more, not as much these days, but like, I hit your character to the very last click. but they're 120 points and they are still alive, so they can call it Nick Fury and just finish the game. Like I literally have had games like Jakeem Thunder last click, but he's still alive, so he can do a call in and then they finish the game. Or just some of the other ridiculous call-ins like Hawkeye. Like Hawkeye main force was enough of a thing, let alone like he was an ID. So I think that in concept, ID cards could have been, just in my opinion, just a better balancing act than they ended up being, especially because the game kind of ended up being about them, or more about them because like they were, you could have characters that were only good because they called in IDs, like Kobik without IDs, not a thing, but she goes from best in format to like, am I playing her at all? Or like, I don't know, haha, Joker, 150 point ID cards were a thing, is just, I literally can't kill them and they can call in the IDs, sort of thing. So I feel like, I guess if I have to sum it up, in terms of why they would be not favored, is that they kind of warped the game too much in a specific direction, which people that have been playing for longer might not agree with, whereas Dan might see it as just an overall tactical game where you have all the tools. So, it's just differences of perspective and such.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, is not disparaging to anyone or anything. It's, I get it. I understand where you're coming from. I mean, I like to play war with nukes, not sticks. Being able to call out a Nick Fury, bam, that's my kind of fun. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Jakeem calling out IDs was a lot of fun. Man, that's a good throwback, Jay.
Yeah, I just have that specific game in mind where like literally, like he was all I had, but then a Nick Fury call and just won the game because you could do that. I didn't mention that part, but like it didn't matter what click your characters were on or how damaged they were because the ID cards were always fresh. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, I just like tools in the toolbox. Like, it feels like if ID cards are going away, like, reprint the power batteries.
Like, or do more special objects or do more. Like, it feels like if you are not wanting to play special objects, like, it feels like filler is harder to do post-rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. Kurt Thomas wants people to send him their JLU stuff. Christian Bojan asks, with JLU themed teams can get absurdly high and still maintain high efficiency. Is that bad for the game or inconsequential? It just depends. I don't think it's bad. What do you think, Jay?
I think the idea of capping initiative roll is an idea that should be at least considered. If they're going to be putting this, like, not even good necessarily, just all this 10-point filler. Like, I was running Floras just for the extra thing, and I got to plus 10. And it kind of feels wrong that plus 10 is a thing, because then you auto and map against untheme.
Right.
Like, it feels like they should at least have a chance. I don't know. But yeah, I think if they're just going to be making all this filler, like, there are kind of some counters, like Vulture exists, and, like, I don't know, there are certain things that could deal with one-click characters, but I'm not a fan of. And also the fact that I didn't get to address this before, but, like, Brainiacs could get prohibitively expensive, because how many are you going to want, Dan?
I'd probably want 4.
Yeah, and then if everybody wants 4, it's how much should Wolverines get to at their highest? Like
100. 100.
Yeah. Okay, so that times Chase. So yeah, I think it's a problem in terms of gameplay. I think it can be a problem in terms of physical, like, acquisition. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna have to be proven that 4 Brainiacs are good though before I go get that many.
I also think that in addition to the extra actions, I think that legitimately eating up the timer could be a thing. Like Jason Wingard, if he pulls off all his mind controls, that's like, that could be like a 20-minute turn, even if they're playing at a decent pace. And yeah, Fates give you 2 actions: Leadership, Power Woman, the Chase or the starter set, Justice League. Like it's too much. Like there should only be, so many actions before you're, even if they're legitimate or whatever. I don't like the idea that you can eat up the clock as a strategy and not make your opponent able to interact.
Yep, I agree. That's it's a strategy that players use too now, just having large teams and taking a lot of actions and doing a lot of things, taking a lot of side steps and that sort of thing. That's happened.
Yep.
Jeremy Christie, we talked about Rare Amanda Waller. We talked about Micron.
If he's asking for hidden gems, because I don't think either of those are hidden gems. Those are just like blatantly good.
Yeah.
I feel like if anything, Crimson Avenger will be one, just because there's so many flashier primes now, even within the same set.
Yeah, you've talked me into Crimson Avenger for sure. Chris Stockhouse. So the last big subject of the day is the WizKids online store good for the future of the game. Also tell Jay that I miss him.
I miss you too, buddy.
So is the online store good for the game? It's fine. It's literally a business selling its things at MSRP.
Yeah, they're not undercutting. They're, if WizKids needs it to survive or like to be like, I mean, obviously they're not going to be at like the make or break. $1 is going to do it, but like if that's what they need to do, if WizKids doesn't exist, there's no HeroClix at all. So
yeah, and like I mean, people were complaining about the other stuff and like board games being on there. It's like I don't care what else is on there. I only care about the HeroClix really. I mean, WizKids does a lot of other great, fantastic products.
Yeah, they have a humongous line of board games. If you go to any show that they're at and you demo, there's like 9 different demo tables, and even then they're alternating games. Like there's a lot of other good games and the unpainted miniatures and other stuff. Yeah, they just do a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, go buy all that stuff from them if that's what you're interested in. I'm a HeroClix guy, and from my perspective, they weren't undercutting. They were literally selling things for MSRP. They weren't in stock, as of the launch of the store, but they're literally their first time launching something this big. Be patient. It's fine. I mean, I really don't even have an opinion on it, really. It's a store selling stuff for MSRP. Like, if I go, like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, if I go buy a phone at the Apple store, is that undercutting the locally owned cell phone store franchise? No, probably not, because it's all the same price.
Yeah, if you want to buy from your local store for the same exact price and theoretically more convenient because you'll get it in person, do that.
Yeah.
If other people need to get that product online because they don't have a store, then that's the only way they're going to get it. There's no real incentive to do that if you have a local store. So just, unless your store doesn't get the product at all, and then it's not even a question because they're not going to get the product to begin with. Like, I don't think there's no conflicts of interest anywhere here.
Yeah, WizKids literally offered a more expensive, longer lead time, the objectively worse option for buying their product than your local game store. And
I literally don't see any problems.
Yeah, I don't either. And people were complaining about it. But, oh well. That's my thoughts. All right, Jay. 2.5 hours. Final thoughts.
JLU is really good. No Black Widow chasing Popper, so Mazo is amazing there. Or probably dominant. Black Widows are probably a little strong.
Yeah. Black Widows are strong. Pulse Wave. Something I'm working on.
Yeah, pulse those waves.
Pulse those waves. Well, thanks for being on, Jay. Thanks for staying up late tonight.
Thanks for having me on again. I always have a good time.
Yeah,
Tyler and Jason missed out tonight, but they got a lot on their plates. So, well, Tyler has nothing on his plate, and that's his issue.
Maybe he ate himself into a food coma. We don't know.
Yeah, he probably hopefully he didn't get any bad Chipotle. So, but thanks everybody for listening to Click Stuff today, and we'll talk to y'all next time.